Thank you. It's good to be here. Thank you. Oh, stop. Too much. No, really. Thank you. I love you too. Okay. Hey friends, welcome back to Woah Nelly. It's me. A lot has been going on here in my personal life, and I'll talk about that in a different video in case you're curious. But today I wanted to talk about something different. So it's come to my attention that there is a monster that has been disguising themselves as though they are made for children, causing all kinds of chaos on the internet lately. No, not that. Allegedly. I am talking about this guy. This meme cracked me up so much, just PS, like, okay. Anyways, so Grimace has suddenly become like this big, huge thing. I'm sure if you're on TikTok, you've seen it. It's been on YouTube. It's kind of become a ridiculous thing. And quite frankly, I didn't know he had a birthday, but apparently he does. And so good for him. The thing that I noticed is a lot of people don't really know who Grimace is. So if I could, for just a moment, let me take you back to the 90s. It wasn't better, it was different though. Grimace used to be like all over the place. There was Grimace, the Hamburglar, Ronald McDonald, and this duck. She was a duck? Was she a chicken? Was she a chicken? Oh, and McDonald's sells chicken nuggets. Now that's not right. Anyways, McDonald's came out with like a bunch of cartoons. I don't know. And they were kind of in a very like Nickelodeon style, like Wild Thornberrys-esque look about them. What was that girl? Is it Miranda? Knows it all, or somebody knew something. Anyways, the girl with red hair, do you know who I'm talking about? If I find her, I'll put her up here. So these videos came out around that same time. And there was one in particular that my brother and I used to watch like on repeat. I don't know why. I haven't watched it in a long time. In fact, I'm watching it now for the first time in years, and you get to experience that with me today. But this is actually a movie of Grimace's origins. Where did he come from? Who is he? Where's his family? Why does he look the way he does? All these questions are hopefully going to be answered today because, like I said, I haven't watched this in a long time, and I think they were. If not, then we'll just be more confused by the end of this video. And sorry if the audio is a little weird in some places. And some of the video will be different because my computer erased an entire file. Some of this I've filmed at like different moments, and it's been a minute, and I forgot to plug in my like actual microphone for a second there, so I'm really sorry, okay? I'm sorry about the quality of the audio. Can you get off my back about it? Okay, it's been a minute. Oh my gosh. So today's video that we're going to be watching is called The Legend of Grimace Island. The Legend of Grimace Island was part of a series called The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, and there were 6 movies made according to this fandom page I found. Now the thing about it is I can't remember if like you had to buy these at McDonald's. I feel like I remember buying it at McDonald's. But apparently it was released in 1999, so, you know, the end of the 90s, we were kind of getting into like Rocket Power, all those kind of shows. And if you look at the cover of this, like just look at this dog. Does he not look like something just straight out of Nickelodeon? Like, and this guy's hair, like what's that nose? I can't even remember this dude's name, but he looks like he belongs to Rocket Power, does he not? He looks like a Wild Thornberry. He looks like he belongs on Nickelodeon. I don't know what he's doing with Ronald McDonald. But anyways, that's what we're going to be watching today. And luckily, I found it on YouTube. Now, before we get started, let me go get something very important really quick. Give me just one moment. I did it. I got the shake. Now, I haven't tried this yet. I just put the straw in it. I've been hearing mixed reviews on what this thing tastes like. So I'm going to try it really quick because I'm just curious. I think it's blueberries. I also can't tell if I like it. Just gonna put that right there for a minute. So these all started with like 3D animations and then kind of real life stuff, but then turned into a regular animation. This is just a little fun intro. We're flying over McDonald's right now. There's that weird dog. Oh my gosh, this is like taking me right back into being a little tyke. Holy cow. I haven't heard heard that song in so long, but like suddenly I feel like I could sing the whole thing. There he is. Okay, Ronald McDonald and this dog are two of the creepiest looking things I've ever seen. Like, I know that that's a real person, but clowns are just scary, and that dog looks terrifying. Holy cow.
Now, if I could only get this last piece to stay...
Okay, so in the beginning of this, they answer a phone call from Grimace, and he's saying that he got something interesting, and they're trying to guess. I forgot that there was like this running theme that Grimace likes baby ducks.
Guess what I just got?
A new shower cap? A sock puppet?
No, not that either.
A baby duck?
No!
That's kind of weird in itself. So they get this phone call and he got a letter.
Dear Grimace, we need your help. You're our only hope. Save us, please. There's a treasure if you do. Signed, all the Grimaces of Grimace Island.
Grimace Island?
Yeah, it's the original home of all the world's Grimaces. A great big island that's been lost for hundreds of years.
Lost Grimaces. Why am I not surprised?
And now they need my help. I don't know. This sounds way too scary.
Don't be frightened, Grimace. We'll all go. We'll make an adventure out of it.
You see this guy? Grimace here? He's not scary. He's terrified. He's terrified of everything. He just found out his whole family's still alive and he's like, oh, that's terrifying. I can't go there.
Guys, Grimace needs our help. He just got a letter asking him to save an island full of Grimaces with a treasure on it.
Treasure? Island?
Well?
Wouldn't miss it. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be big.
Okay, what the heck did he just say? This is gonna be great. This is gonna be cake?
Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be big.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be pink. Okay, so anyways, the dog, the dog, Ronald McDonald, Grimace, Birdie, who I hope is not a chicken, the Hamburglar, they're all gonna go on an adventure now. If my memory is serving me right, there's like some kind of adventure song that's about to come up. I think. Yeah, so every time they're about to go on an adventure, they have to go down the twirly slide, and somehow that turns them from real people into cartoons.
You're batting 1,000 on these landings, Ronald.
But now, one ship. Just add water.
So that ship in a bottle, he put it in there so that he could take it out and then throw it in the water. Obviously, that's why people make ships in a bottle.
Finer ship in all the sea.
Stunning. Did I mention that I get seasick?
This dog is like the absolute worst. Like, I don't like him. He's just mad. Like, he hates everyone. Where did he find him? He's like the grouchiest little dog. He hates Ronald, he hates Grimace, he hates adventures, he hates the boat. He just, like, this poor thing. What happened to him? Oh, but there's an evil pirate following him.
But it's a great big treasure.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, just wait till the captain hears this. Arr! Treasure.
You know scary pirates, how they're always like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, and this is when we get to meet the sentient chicken nuggets.
Pirate? You're a real life pirate? We want to be a pirate. We want to be a pirate.
I just remembered my brother and I thought that was so funny, and we used to always quote, we want to be a pirate, so we want to be a pirate. It's not that funny.
First, we have to talk to One-Eyed Sally and see if she thinks you landlubbers are fit for sailing.
Yippee! He called us landlubbers!
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
I feel salty already.
That little blue guy kind of sounded like Bobby Hill.
Ever been to Grimace Island before?
No.
No, but you do know where it is, don't you?
Do you hate Birdie's voice as much as I do?
Well, according to the Grimace legend, no one else in the whole world knows.
Okay, so basically the legend is there was an island where all the Grimaces lived, they were real happy, and then some people came for the treasure, they stole it, didn't give it back, didn't say thank you, and then they didn't have treasure. So basically, after the people came to steal the treasure, the Grimaces all did a complete ripoff of the Goron dance, and they stomped the ground so much that the island like broke free and drifted away, and they were never seen again, but apparently they still had a treasure left. Okay, so the pirates don't have a boat, they have a submarine. So they're following the McDonald's boat underneath the water with the sentient chicken nuggets, the pirate that we met earlier, and then One-Eyed Sally, who kind of looks like the mom from Rugrats with different hair, just a little bit. Anyways, so they're following them around to try to find the treasure.
Lucky thing they got that letter from Grimace Island, hey, Captain?
Bladder, you ding-dong!
The captions just said his name was Bladder. Is that some kind of funny joke? Because I feel like when my brother and I were that young, I don't think we knew what a bladder was. So I don't think we would have got that joke, and that's not funny to adults either. So who was that for? I think this just might be that the director of the movie just hates that voice actor specifically. So it turns out One-Eyed Sally just tricked Grimace with that letter so that he would go to Grimace Island and she could just follow and steal the treasure. So that's her big plan, but he doesn't know that yet. So the sad part is his family wasn't even looking for him. So it's kind of a really sad trick all around for Grimace. So one thing that I do want to find out, and I can't remember if the video ever explains, but I do want to know why Grimace isn't still on Grimace Island. Like, why is he the only Grimace not there? That's a question. Like, did they kick him off for a reason? Like, why isn't he also still just on the island? Why is he hanging out with a clown and a guy that steals hamburgers? Also, where was the adventure song? I could have sworn there was an adventure song. Okay, so then the whole crew here asks Grimace, hey, Grimace, how do we get to Grimace Island? And he's just like,
We're gonna find it.
I don't know.
Think hard, Grimace.
Sorry, everybody. I don't know where Grimace Island is. I guess I'm not a very good Grimace, am I?
yeah, so he doesn't have any ideas. So I guess Grimace's whole big plan here was just to get them on the boat and then hope they figure it out. I feel like Ronald could have asked a few more questions before just heading out onto the ocean. So they don't know how to get there, but then this happens.
Maybe we should go home now, Captain Ronald.
Poor Grimace. Hey, what's that in your pocket, Grimace?
Oh, nothing. Oh, that's just a magic map my great-great-grandmother Winky Grimace gave me.
Yeah, so, I mean, one thing about Grimace is in all of these cartoons, he was always portrayed as kind of like a big purple dummy. And the thing is, I love that trope in cartoons where it's like, oh, I don't know how to do the thing, but then they have like this thing they need. Like, for instance, he has the map, like, just in his back pocket. Also, I would just like to address, he's not wearing clothes. He's purple from head to toe. That's not clothes. So what pocket?
Aye, aye, first mate Birdie. Self-fitting.
The adventure song! It did exist! Here it is.
Standing south to sail the sea. I don't know, but it worries me.
They're biting everything but the hook.
So you know how when you're like sitting by a giant pile of hamburgers, you want to catch a fish? That's what's happening here. So I mean, they already have a bunch of food. I don't know why they need more food. I feel like that might be a little overboard.
I got a...
Get it? Because he fell overboard. Okay, so somehow the Hamburglar's fishing thing, oh, for heaven's sakes, his fishing pole caught a whale. So that happened. Now there's a whale. Okay, so they just kind of ride the top of this whale for a little bit, and then it like spouts up the water and pushes them farther away into the ocean. But it was fine, I think. They got spouted closer to where they needed to be, I think. And so then just when they think everything's fine, suddenly a storm appears.
Get me on this treasure voyage, Ronald McDonald! This doesn't look good, Ronald!
So then Ronald climbs up to the crow's nest and is trying to like see where they are and then fix the storm, and he wants to fix the storm by blowing it away. So he's up there like, so because that makes, you know, sense when you blow away the storm by yourself. So he does that, and then this happens. How come in kids' movies everybody's just getting electrocuted and nobody's bothered by that? That looks terrifying. That's so scary. We see all his bones. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Ronald's electrocuted. He falls into the ocean. And I mean, Grimace this whole trip has been losing his dang mind. I mean, from the second he made the phone call to Ronald, he was already terrified. But now that, you know, Ronald's been electrocuted and is off the ship, that really has him going. So he's freaking out at this point. Okay, so they're like, hey, Birdie up there, do you see anything? And she's like, I don't see it. Why are you looking in the sky, Birdie? We all saw him fall in the water. Look around this way. I memean, she's looking up in the sky, and I mean, yeah, that's where he ended up being because for some reason he flies in on a hang glider. Because that makes sense. But I don't think she cared. I don't think she cared at all. Nope, I don't think she cared that he just got electrocuted and fell off the boat right in front of her. She seems to have no cares in the world. I'm just gonna say it, I don't trust that bird. For some reason though, Ronald couldn't just like keep hang gliding into the boat. I don't know why. He started hang gliding lower to the water, and so Grimace tries to save him by doing this.
I got it! Hang on, Ronald! I'll save you!
Poetry in motion.
And now Grimace is just in the water. So now he's like, Ronald, I'll help you. And then Ronald just lands on Grimace, and he's just standing on him at this point. So Ronald's standing on Grimace's stomach, and he's like, Grimace, can I catch a ride? And Grimace is like, sure, Ronald. And he's like, have you ever surfed before? And Grimace is like, no. And then the best song ever just starts going. And I'm pretty sure that none of this really happened, and it's all just up there for Ronald. I think, you know, he got electrocuted, he got a little zapped, and then nothing that is about to happen makes a stitch of sense. So get prepared for that.
The coolest cat, Oceanside. Go, Ronald, take that ride.
I just imagine that this whole time Grimace is like, Ronald, we gotta get you back to the boat. Please stop standing on me. And meanwhile, Ronald's like, hang ten, get loose, ride that wave. And like everybody else is freaking out while Ronald has a Sunshine and Island melody playing in his head. That's what I think happened here.
Some guy surfing on a Grimace.
Surfing a Grimace?
We hit something.
Hello down there. Anybody home?
Would you not be so terrified to be in a submarine and suddenly that face comes looking at you through your periscope? No, thank you. Grimace and Ronald get caught on to the periscope of the submarine, and the submarine, they just like end up like drifting them back to the boat, and so they're back on the boat. So now One-Eyed Sally is like really stressed though because she's pretty sure that now they know they're following them.
You let him find us, you little poop! I'll shake him loose! Man your stations!
Whoa. Okay, so the pirates are really stressed, but what did they write that like that? Was that how they wanted that to sound?
You let him find us, you little poop! I'll shake him loose! Man your stations!
Like, can you imagine that writers' meeting? Okay, so I have here that Ronald and Grimace smack into the periscope, and Ronald says, hello down there. Now we just need a line for the pirates. Does anybody have any thoughts? Yeah, I actually have, yeah, you let them find us, shake them loose, and then we can have One-Eyed Sally scream, man your station. I'm sorry, did you say shake them loose? Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, that's pirate talk to me. All right. Everybody good? Okay. You know, a lot of this script just kind of sounds like somebody just like slammed their head into a keyboard and they just tried to pronounce whatever was written. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what happened for half of this movie.
Man your stations! Will you stop whining on me?
Also, I'm pretty sure that chicken nugget just said stop whining on me. Not quite sure what, I don't know what that means.
They think we accidentally bumped into them. Happens all the time.
Don't think, Blather!
Okay, see, now it sounded like she called him Blather. Did you hear that? I don't know that it's Bladder. It might be Blather. I don't really know what his name is. I'm going to call him Sean. So Sean's trying to make One-Eyed Sally just think everything's fine, like they just bumped into each other, they're back on the boat, and now they're going to keep going, and they can still get the treasure, and everything's fine. Okay, so lucky for them and lucky for us, because this movie's almost over. They see that they're very close to Grimace Island because they're close to it on the map, so that's good. But all they have to do now is go through like a cavern of very sharp rocks. So that's fine. But there's a sneaky squid or octopus or something coming.
Okay, what is it?
Octopus!
He's over here saying that's an octopus. That's not an octopus. Have you ever seen an octopus with a beak? Octopi don't have beaks. Maybe a squid has a beak. I don't even know if that's true. Krakens have beaks. I know that from movies that I've seen. Does a squid have a beak? I don't think they have beaks. Okay, well, after a terrifying Google search, I learned that octopi do have beaks, but they're in, like, so here's the tentacles. It's like inside all the like it's in the middle of all the tentacles, and it's like a parrot type of, is that not terrifying? This is a kraken, and he about to be cracking that ship. Oh. That's why you're here, right? You're here for these jokes?
If I can't see it, it can't see me. If I can't see it, it can't see me. I see it!
I specifically remember my brother Kevin laughing so hard every time he said that. I see it! Oh, Kevin, if you're watching, you know you did. You know you laughed. You know you laughed. Here's his face. Everybody go make fun of him. No, I'm just kidding. Don't bother him. He knows.
So, you want to play tentacle, do you?
It's this squiggly thing on the map.
Squiggly thing?
That's no squiggly thing. It's a humongous wall.
Okay, so they're really doing too much in this movie if you think about it. Okay, first, you know, they get blown by the whale. There's a storm. Then Ronald gets electrocuted and rides a Grimace. Then they go through the sharp rocks. Then there's a kraken, and now there's a giant whirlpool. How about we just focus on a problem? I don't know. Why do they have to encounter so many problems in the span of this trip? Usually when you watch a movie, they don't just keep having like back-to-back problem. It's just like problem, solution, like this whole thing. I'm rambling now, and it's making me itch.
Whirlpool, like as in drain?
No, nobody's ever called a drain a whirlpool. So no, not whirlpool as in drain. Okay, so lucky for them, they actually had some scuba suits the whole time. They just did. So they put those on, and they're about to hold hands and jump into the drain, whirlpool. I'm just going to say it. If you encounter a whirlpool, jumping in it isn't the good idea. Okay? Just a little survival skill from me to you. You're welcome. So I guess they went in the whirlpool and then like kind of came upside down, and then they came out of the water, and now they're in a whole other place. I bet you can't guess where.
Psst, Ronald, over there. Hello? Anybody home? I'm Ronald McDonald, and these are my friends.
Notice how he's talking louder, as people do for some reason when they don't think somebody can understand their language. They talk in their language louder. That's what Ronald's doing. And then we cut to a happy scene where the Grimaces are just having a parade. This scene was like so abrupt. I'm just gonna play exactly what happened. I'm not cutting this. This is the movie.
Do something!
So they're just like, it's your island, do something. And then again, the riders went, and everybody's like, and then, like, what happened? Anyways, so there's a parade now.
This bit's familiar. I can't resist my ugliest, ugliest
So Grimace is feeling right at home. In his words, he feels at home here. He can't resist. Oogly boogly, his feet are bliss. And so he's happy. And so they're very happy. They're on the island. Grimace is like, I'm finally home. What a great time. And then the pirates showed up because they followed him into the whirlpool. So the Ronald McDonald gang, they go and talk to King Gonga. They go and talk to the king of Grimace Island, and they're like, hey, we're here because we have a letter. And he's like, no Grimaces wrote that letter. And they're like, that's really strange. And then all of a sudden the pirates come out and they're like, ha ha ha, we're here for the treasure. So they ask where the treasure is, and then the king just instantly does this.
Okay. Just follow the trail and you'll find the cave where the treasure is, kept. Please, we don't want any problems. Just leave us in peace.
And then the pirate's like, I'm not going to leave you in peace. I'm gonna give you a piece of my cannon. And then the little living chicken nuggets, they're like, oh, we're not having fun anymore. We don't want to blow up any Grimaces. We hate that idea. And so then they just say, can we play with you, Ronald? Because they just think this is all some kind of fun game. I mean, they are chicken nuggets. What do they know? You know? They're just a chicken nugget. They don't know much. It's okay, so Sean fires the cannon and it just like shoots out fish everywhere, and they're like, oh no, not fish. Who did the audio for this? What did she just say? And obviously it was important. She was yelling it. There are so many times like this in this movie where you cannot understand a single thing that the person is saying. I don't know what she just said. I think I heard the word gullet. Maybe. If you have any idea, go ahead and put it in the comments below. So Grimace is feeling really sad that he was tricked, and now he has to go sit on a rock and cry, and Ronald's trying to console him.
Maybe you owe it to the other Grimaces to stand up to those pirates and stop them from taking that treasure.
But I'm afraid to fight, Ronald.
But what if you don't have to fight? You could tickle instead.
Don't do that. No.
Ronald, we're talking pirates here.
I know, but when I tickled Grimace out there in the ocean, he was practically helpless.
Ronald, you were electrocuted and you weren't tickling Grimace. Grimace was just trying to help you get back to the boat, and you were crushing his organs. So then Grimace gets really brave, and he's gonna go get the treasure, and the king gives him a feather.
No one will say that this Grimace is, afraid. Thank you, your Grimaceness.
The king doesn't even talk. He just says nothing. He says nothing. I'm gonna go save us, king. I'm gonna make sure they don't get that treasure. And that was it. So he has a feather.
I've done it!
Okay, so then the pirates get up into the cave, and they are first to the treasure, so they're very excited.
Open it! I've waited years for this moment.
Okay, so they end up all being in the cave. There's about to be a fight over the treasure, obviously.
Not so fast, you one-eyed pirate lady!
Take care of him, Blather.
For the record, I'm not having fun anymore.
So, you thought you could tickle the treasure away from old one-eyed Sally, did you?
So then our friends are being tickle tortured by the pirates. They're hung upside down. She's tickling them. So then Grimace is like, no, don't tickle torture them. Tickle torture me. And then he's like laughing and asking her to stop, and it's a whole thing. And then all the Grimaces come running up the hill with feathers. So I imagine the king now has no feathers.
Our captain! They've got us surrounded!
I can see that, Blather. Quick, get in the cave.
Do you think I could borrow another feather? One-eyed Sally made me give her the other one.
It's my great honor, Grimace.
Who would have thought?
I always knew he had it in him.
That, and about 900 pounds of something else.
Hey, dog. That's very rude. So the king somehow is not out of feathers, and he gives Grimace another feather. They're all just like standing around and like, thank you so much for your help, Grimace. And everybody's like hugging and thanking and stuff. Meanwhile, the pirates are still in the cave, stealing the treasure. But they're going to take care of that now. They just had to get some things out of the way first. So the pirates come out of the cave. They went in the cave knowing that all the Grimaces were outside of the cave. Then they try to come out of the cave with the treasure and suddenly they're very scared. Like, what the heck did they think was going to happen? I don't understand what the plan was there. But anyways, Grimace tells them that if you don't go away, I'm going to get you with this feather. And so then they go away. Okay, so then Grimace is presented with a golden cup of bravery, obviously. And so then they're all like, okay, well, we should be getting home. And then the pessimistic little dog is like, well, how are we going to get home?
Just how are we going to get home?
So Ronald McDonald and his crew fly home in a wicker basket being held up by exactly 17 butterflies, while the pirates are seemingly about to be eaten by sharks. And they all laugh into the sunset. And that's the legend of Grimace Island, friends. That's it. That's the whole thing. Now, I thought for sure that they kind of explained how Grimace or why he wasn't part of that island anymore. Like, they don't, though. And not to really deep dive into this or anything. Could it be possible that Grimace comes from a long line of, like, evil Grimaces? And, like, his great-great-grandparents were kicked off the island for being evil? And maybe his whole, like, fear tactic that he uses for him to, like, sneak up on unsuspecting people and do whatever it is that Grimace is doing in these TikToks. Perhaps he's just part of like an evil version of Grimace's. And that's why he was never on the island in the first place. No, I don't think that's it at all. But anyways, that's the end of today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and subscribe down below to receive your free avocado. Remember, it's only for subscribers. And I guess this video is for you, Grimace. Happy birthday.
I guess I'm not a very good Grimace, am I?
Live in the moment till I die.
I just spilt my Dr. Pepper everywhere. Okay, bye guys.